Hello guys, I am Inal Verma is again back with another video. So today we will learn many of the diagnostic tests as well as the government approaches towards treating the coronavirus. So let's start the diagnosis of COVID-19. COVID-19. Co means corona, V means virus and D means disease and 19 because it was found first time in 2019. So the first test is Rapid Diagnostic Test RDT. What does it do? It detects the presence of viral proteins, that is antigens, from the respiratory tract of infected person, that is for acute and early infection. What actually happens is there is a plastic case on which a paper strip is placed, and on this paper strip many of the antibodies are already bound. When the antigen of COVID-19 is get attached to this antibodies, then there is a visually detectable signal within 30 minutes, and that clears the patient is positive for coronavirus. The sample here is taken is nasopharyngeal swab, that is from respiratory tract of the patient. There are a lot of limitation of this test, that is the antibodies recognize antigen of virus other than COVID-19 also. That is why it is not a perfect test for the selection of the patient of COVID-19. The sensitivity of this test is also 34% to 80% only, and this test might miss the COVID-19 patient also. Therefore, can also give a false result. Another test is also a rapid diagnostic test, but it is based on the host antibody detection. What does it do? It detects the presence of antibodies in blood sample of infected person. The antibodies are produced over days to weeks after infection, and the strength of antibodies depends upon the nutritional factors of a specific person, the severity of disease onto a specific person, and the medication or infections like HIV that suppress the immune system. And whoever person's immune system is weak, the coronavirus attack can be fast on that person. That's why we need to build up the immune system. Majority of people develop antibody response in 2 weeks after the symptom. This test is also performed in the same way as we have seen the previous RDT test. This test can only be used in the recovery phase, since when many of the opportunities for clinical intervention of interruption of disease transmission have passed, and we have seen the limitations of RDT. So this is not approved till from the FDA. Another test is RT-PCR. This test has been approved by the FDA. Reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction. So what happens in this test? They take the respiratory sample of infected person. Then, since we know the virus is single-stranded RNA virus, we need to convert it into DNA. For this, we use reverse transcriptase enzyme, and by the process reverse transcription, the RNA is converted into chromosomal DNA. This chromosomal DNA is now ready for undertaken a PCR process. So what is actually a PCR process? It is a denaturation of DNA, then amplification of DNA, and then multiplication of DNA for hundreds or thousand times. But what we do in this step is, the denaturation process in PCR is for conversion of double-stranded DNA into single-stranded DNA. But what we have got here is RNA, which is already a single-stranded RNA, and from that we have converted into chromosomal DNA, which is also single-stranded DNA. Therefore, this step is not required in RT-PCR. Directly, the chromosomal DNA is amplified. So amplification of DNA takes place, and total 35 cycles has to be continued to multiply DNA for hundreds or thousand times. Then the sample is matched with the genetic code of SARS-CoV-2 virus, and so the patient whose DNA sample matches with that of the genetic code of SARS-CoV-2, we can say the person is infected and he is positive for COVID-19. Another important point is qPCR. Q means quantitative PCR. What does it mean? It quantifies the RNA transcripts in biological sample and fluorescent labeling, and enables collection of data as PCR progress. So it is a simple technique in which the labeling of the DNA takes place and the quantification of the RNA transcription takes place. It makes the process of RT-PCR easier and accurate. So another point is real-time RT-PCR. What does this mean? Use of fluorescent dye to detect the genetic material, and this is measured by machine's computer and presented in real time on screen. So what actually happens, that a fluorescent dye is used and that is placed on the genetic material so that it can detect the genetic information, and then the machine, that is computer, is used and the data is analyzed directly on the screen. That's why it is called real time on screen. The process is quite faster. It has low potential for error or contamination, as well as the time taken by lab is 6 to 8 hours. So this is a quick process and it also detects the sample accurately. This detection is not for the past infection because viruses are only present in body for a specific window of time, and it detects virus in throat cells only in first week. Later on, virus multiplies in the lungs and goes in the respiratory tract down. So for the second week detection, sample has to be taken from the deep airways, and this can be taken place by the suction catheters or the sputum collection. So the sample collection also matters a lot. This was all about the RT-PCR, qPCR, real-time PCR. Now you can differentiate all of these terms specifically. And the next is medical imaging. CT scans and chest X-rays are not recommended for COVID-19 till now. So there is no need for CT scan or chest X-rays. Now we will see for past infections what we have to do. For past infection, it is said that serological test has to be done. So what does serological test means? The blood samples are taken by the individual patient, and they have to be taken by which method? The mint top tube, that is a lithium heparin gel or no gel tube, is used. So why this lithium heparin is required on the tube? It blocks the clotting cascade. Heparin is an anticoagulant. So when it is present already on the tube, the blood sample which is collected from the tube is not get coagulated. Therefore, the blood can be used and can be stored for a specific period of time. So what does it do? In serological test, the detection of the antibodies takes place, that is IgM and IgG. Both these are present in the blood, and IgM is detectable but not long lasting. This is present in the blood sample only for 1 week. After that, it cannot be detected in the blood sample. IgG is detectable in blood even after 10 to 14 days after infection, and the peak around 28 days. That is, this IgG antibodies can be easily detected in the blood sample after the COVID-19 virus has attacked a specific individual person. For both this IgM and IgG, we have to perform the ELISA test. This ELISA test has made it easier to identify both the antibodies in the blood sample. This was all about the serological test. Now we will see what FDA has approved and what not. So FDA authorized the first diagnostic test with home collection option for COVID-19, that is RT-PCR. In USA, LabCorp's Pixel home collection kit is used. None other test is permitted like serological test, rapid diagnostic test. All these tests are not approved by FDA, but they are since performed many on lab levels. Why? Because these tests are available on emergency access mechanism. That is, emergency use authorization is a committee which uses and clarifies that these tests can be used in emergency access. And this is supported by the Secretary of Health and Human Services, that is HHSS, Health and Human Services. There is one more approach to treat the COVID-19, that is convalescent plasma therapy. What actually doctors do in this, that patient recovered from COVID-19. Okay, then the blood sample from these patients are taken, and from this blood the plasma is separated. Since the plasma contains the antibodies, and the antibodies have already learned to recognize the pathogen such as the virus that cause the disease. That is, the antibodies are now ready and prepared that they have to fight against the COVID-19 virus. So these antibodies are need to be transferred into the patient who are suffering from COVID-19, and this plasma is transfused into the person who is suffering from COVID-19. Now, the patient has their immune system weak. So, when these antibodies come in contact with the patient antibodies, then the immune system being strong. So, it helps their immune system to reject the pathogen, and the patient tries to treat itself from its body antibodies. This was all about the convalescent plasma therapy, and it is used in India for many treatments. Now we will see various approaches by the government as well as the companies in order to treat the COVID-19. So, Zydus Candila announced the biological therapy by pegylated interferon alpha 2b. This is an approach by Zydus Candila, and this is the therapy which they are using, that is pegylated interferon alpha 2b. Now, why interferon they are using? Let's see. Human body, whenever a viral attack takes place on the human body, then the human body itself tries to treat it by producing the first line defense molecules, that is the type 1 interferons. These type 1 interferons provide not only innate immunity but also adaptive immunity. So what is this? Innate means immediate immunity and adaptive means long lasting immunity in order to fight against the viral attack. Now, in this pegylated interferon alpha 2b, the Zydus Candila is also using the same interferon which they are isolating, and this interferon is also enhanced by addition of polyethylene glycol. It makes it long lasting as well as the function is enhanced. So this pegylated interferon alpha 2b reduces the levels of cytokine interleukin 6, which is very important to maintain the immunity level of the patient as well as to eradicate the COVID-19 virus from the body. Another approach for this is use of Ayush 64, that is a Ayurvedic preparation, and Ashwagandha, Muleti and Giloi. Muleti here is Yashti Madhu and Giloi Guduchi Pipali. All these are under clinical trials. So if they approve that they are treating COVID-19 patients, then they could be used and at good treatment for the persons. These all are Ayurvedic preparation, that means they would have least side effects as well as they would be potentially useful and economically well. Another approach is by Gilead Sciences Inc. This is the company which has announced a good experimental result from Remdesivir. Remdesivir is a broad spectrum antiviral activity, and they has found that after 3 phase clinical trials, they found that the patients were recovering and they have a good response made by this drug, that is Remdesivir. Now let's talk about the mRNA based vaccines which are under trials for the treatment of COVID-19. The first approach is Sinovac Biotech's, University of Oxford. They have made CHAdOx1 and COVID-19. This is the recombinant viral vector vaccine. This is the name of the vaccine which they are preparing, and this is under trials. Next one is BioNTech and Pfizer. Both these companies have jointly worked on the BNT162 RNA vaccine. Another is Moderna's mRNA vaccine, that is mRNA 1273. This is the name of the vaccine which they are preparing. For your convenience, Modern's mRNA vaccine. It is the first company to treat vaccine against COVID-19 in humans. They are the first one to test the vaccine. All these are under trials and they have not come out in the market till now, but they are under trials in order to treat the patients, and they have got a good result also. Various approaches by the government itself has made, that is, they have formed Ayush Kavach app by Uttar Pradesh government, Arogya Setu app by the government of India, Mahakavach app by Maharashtra government, Ayush Sanjeevani app by the Ministry of Ayush by Dr. Harshvardhan, and the drugs like hydroxychloroquine, lopinavir, ritonavir, oseltamivir, ivermectin are also given in many states in order to treat the COVID-19 patient. They have got the good result also. They are not using a single drug. They are using a combination of drugs. Like in Jaipur, they were used hydroxychloroquine, lopinavir, ritonavir, and oseltamivir. These 4 drugs were given in combination to a patient who was from Italy, and it was found very good result. The patient was quite healthy and the patient was treated in within 2 or 3 months. Since the COVID-19 has created a great economic crisis, and for this economic crisis the government has taken a lot of steps to make people more self-reliant as well as Atmanirbhar. So for the Atmanirbharta, he has planned a 5 pillars of self-reliance, that is economy, infrastructure, technology driven system, vibrant demography and demand. All these are 5 pillars of Atmanirbharta, that is self-reliance. So these are performed on the basis to enhance the economy of a country, and so that the people who have left their job for some period of time, they gain their job as well as they gain their access as well as success in their fields and enhance the economy of a country. Also, he has launched the JAM, the Trinity. So JAM Trinity means Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile. So what does it? It is a Government of India initiative to link Jan Dhan accounts, mobile number as well as Aadhaar cards of Indians to plug the leakage of government subsidies. This is a quite good step in order to enhance the economy as well as maintain the surroundings, people accessible to the things. Another step is IIT Hyderabad develops a low cost portable ventilator. So this is a ventilator they have made. They have named it as Jeevan Light. It is a low cost as well as portable use. So this ventilator is required at this moment. There is a great demand for ventilators, and they are the first one to produce such a low cost and easily accessible ventilator. Another is COVID Kavach Alisa by National Institute of Biology, Pune. This is a test kit that is approved by the ICMR in order to treat patients. This is the ELISA test, that is the serological test. As well as many of the states of our country has made serological test as approval by the Government of India in order to test and diagnose the person. This was all about the approaches by the government as well as various companies and their diagnostic test. So be connected with me and like my video, share my video, comment on it as well as subscribe my channel. I'll be soon come with another video. Thank you.